Hi, Taurians. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or is very interested in a Taurus in March 2019. King of Fire showing on the bottom of the deck. It's very possible that a lot of you are dealing with a Sag, Aries, or Leo heavily on your mind. Or it may be Sag, Aries, or Leo in your own chart that is heavily on your mind at this time, Taurians. Ace of Pentacles is the first card out. Now, this reading may apply to the full month of March, since it is your March reading. But since it's also past the midway point in the month, King of Swords, for some of you, it may just really apply to the second half of March. I imagine the reading will really take us into and maybe even through Aries season, since that's just right around the corner. So you've got the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords upright, the Sun card reversed. You also have the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, very much one of your cards, Taurians, Queen of Earth, and ultimately the outcome by the end of March, or at least the end of Aries season next month, we've got the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. So whereas the root of the situation showing up on the table is unhappiness, you are headed toward emotional fulfillment at the end of the situation. If you came to the reading because of this lack of true happiness in your life, if you're feeling void of your own inner light, or like it's not really shining at full capacity, you're headed toward this shared emotional fulfillment. Again, by the end of the month, or at the very latest, I'd say by the end of Aries season. Of course, time being fluid, it is hard to put specific times. Let's get a couple of cards of advice, and then we'll talk about how you get there. It looks like you've recently had Ten of Pentacles as your advice, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Gemini just got the Five of Pentacles in reverse as well. I want to do one more card of advice for you as well from another deck. We've got the Two of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to use the SpirtSong Tarot again to do an advice, a third advice card for you. So it looks like in the recent past, you've had a burst of inspiration, creative inspiration, spiritual inspiration, both. A brand new idea, or possibly a renewed idea. Really more so a brand new or renewed passion when you see the Ace of Wands. It's, again, creative, spiritual energy. And it looks like you are taking that idea and turning it into something tangible, maybe even starting your own business, or letting it inspire you to actually start studying something new, or start a new job somewhere, even if you're not the boss, you're not the owner yet, right? So 1-1 is on the board with these two aces. This is where I see you taking that burst of creative, passionate, spiritual energy and turning it into something real and tangible. This could also be the transition of, conception and then birth. This could also be, this creative, passionate, spiritual energy might be sexual energy. So this might be, a conception and a birth. It could be, I think maybe like for one person out there it is, but it's similar to that type of process, right? That's a good analogy. It's a good example. More so, I'm feeling you've had a burst of inspiration of something you want to create, not necessarily a human being, a person, but some project that you want to create. And I do see with the Ace of Pentacles that for a lot of you, you literally are turning it into your own business. You also have the Ace of Water here, happiness and abundance. However, it is turned upside down. So you actually have 111 on the table. 3 aces. So I see 111. And you have the King of Air showing up a second time, twice. So some of you are dealing with a fire energy. Some of you are actually dealing with an air energy, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Again, the fire signs would have been, would be Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. I think what's happening is, I think what I'm seeing here is you're missing a Leo in the root of the situation. It could be any of those fire signs. And really, here's the thing, and I said this to Gemini, I keep saying this now, we all have all of these energies in our charts somewhere. So if the specific signs that I'm saying don't resonate, but the story does, that just may mean that I'm talking about portions of yours or someone else's close to you's chart, and you just don't know where all of those energies are or what specific part of yours or their life that sign is controlling, right? But we do all have all of the signs somewhere in our birth chart. In any case, I'm seeing this this unhappiness in the root of the situation, specifically for a lot of you. I'm sure it was a Leo, a fire sign, that left, or that you just couldn't make things work with in some way. But for others, it's any sign, and it's just you might identify with them as any sign. I mean, and it's just this unhappy energy. Again, not feeling like you could really let your full light shine. It may have been because someone was being too prideful. Okay, so maybe that's why you couldn't make things work with someone. One or both of you was being too prideful. It could be that there was too much jealousy in a situation. Jealousy or pride could have been the root of this unhappiness. Someone could have been being downright obnoxious when I see this reversed. Certainly, I sense some inconsideration. All of these could have been parts of the reason why you couldn't make it work with somebody, or why you had to why you felt like your inner light wasn't shining, why you just felt unhappy, and maybe why someone in particular is missing. Nonetheless, because you needed to find that inner light, because you needed to find some, a way to be happy without this person, or even though you were down about something specific, this burst of creative inspiration came through. And you may not even know where that came from, that burst of inspiration. I mean, that's something that artists have always talked about. What is inspiration really? What is that burst of creativity? I used to be an actress. I am a writer. And over the years, I have realized that when I'm acting, when I'm writing, when I'm creating art, or when I'm channeling during tarot, it's all the same. It's all channeling. Everything I've been writing, every character I've been playing, had been when I used to, it's all me channeling. It's all channeling, and that's why I was attracted to all these different fields. So some of you, I can sense are like I said, not even sure where that burst of creative, passionate, spiritual inspiration came from. And you may be playing with that. You may be questioning that. Where is that creativity coming from? And for me, like I said, it's all channeling for me. So I feel like I should share that with you, that might be something that you're sort of circling around. Like, where does this really come from? Is this really my creation, or is it something else? And for me personally, and for a lot of artists or channelers, it's all the same. It's all different forms of channeling, or us choosing to turn that channeling into different things, right? But it's beautiful. When I see 111, 3 aces, or 111 on the board, I know that your thoughts are manifesting into reality noticeably, quickly. And that's obvious with this progression as well. You've had the burst of inspiration, and then you decided to turn around and make it real. Maybe because someone's been missing from your life, maybe because, you know, you're without this Leo fire sign. Again, any sign. Again, those energies are somewhere in their chart. But so you have this time on your hands, or you feel very motivated to create some happiness in your life because the inner light has been missing. And yeah, it's happening. This is in the recent past, so it's happened really quickly. Currently, you are making it real. You are building that business. You are getting that job. You are moving to that new place. Whatever your inspired dream that's just recently taken hold of you and just popped into your mind, whether you know where it came from or not, you've decided to build it, to make it real, to make it tangible, to make it something that other people can see, that you can share. And you're meeting, I feel like saying, you're meeting this character as you do so. This mature, masculine air energy. Now, this could be a part of you that you had not previously allowed to run the show. And now you're getting to know your, aqua moon sign, for example, is the first example that comes to mind, because that's I am a Taurus sun sign and an aqua moon. So maybe that's something similar for you. You might have a Gemini, Libra, or aqua moon, or rising sign, or Venus, or Mars, any of the above, and you're getting to know that part of you. Others of you are meeting this masculine air energy outside of yourself, external to you. You're starting work in a new place, or again moving to a new place, like I said, building this inspiration into something real, and you run into an energy that probably is better suited for you and fits you more than the fire sign or Leo, or whomever you may be missing from the root of the situation. It looks like this upright character here is really a better match if it is somebody external to you. Again, it could just be you meeting and honoring and growing a certain aspect of yourself, a cerebral aspect of yourself, an intelligent part of yourself, one that has very good ideas and can offer great counsel to other people. Maybe counseling, in some sense, it has to do with the new work, has to do with the new job that you're thinking about, or currently really creating for yourself, starting. But it is an offering. It is an opportunity and an offering from the divine. I think that's why I wanted to tell you about how I think that, my bursts of creative inspirations have also always been me channeling something. It is an offering from the divine. This hand is coming from beyond the veil to offer you that inspiration. And this hand is coming from beyond the veil to offer you the opportunity to make it real. Yeah, again, the King of Swords character, very wise and always honest. I said he gives really great counsel, honest counsel. He's intelligent, and again, has great ideas, and is always honest with himself, honest with others. And, if you're a female, and this is just an aspect of you, I'm talking about a masculine aspect of yours. Some part of you that is logical and practical and cerebral, and very much focused on, your masculine aspects, being more assertive, etc. So it could be internal, it could be external, and it's really feels like it's split, and all these messages come out that way for some of you. It's you're meeting this energy in yourself. I think for most of you, actually, what we're running into, this is kind of similar to the Gemini reading. I think what most of you are running into is actually a person external to you. And this character is also, I'm going to show you again, this character is also someone who will not let you down. And I always explain it this way. He's so honest with himself and he's so honest with other people. So he doesn't let anyone down because he's honest about his own limitations. He knows what he can do, he knows what he can't do, and he's honest with you about his intentions and what he can complete, what work he can complete. So that way he really doesn't let anyone down. I mean, it's not that he doesn't make mistakes. It's not that, you know, everybody makes mistakes, right? But if he does, he's then honest about the mistake, right? He doesn't want to let anyone down, which is why he's going to be honest with himself about his own limitations and honest with other people about his own intentions. And something about that energy, you meet this character, you meet this energy, something about embracing that side of yourself or embracing this person external to you, allowing them to influence you. And maybe for a lot of people, maybe this is a romantic love reading, and you know, I mean embracing him in a romantic way. But something about meeting this energy makes you feel more like yourself. When I see the Queen of Pentacles upright, now that can be for male Taurians as well. But honestly, what I feel coming through here today is, for male Taurians, you're probably embracing this aspect of yourself, some airy part of your chart, again, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Certainly cerebral aspects, logical, just, honest aspects of yourself. And then you, in the near future, meet someone who could be a match for you, your Queen of Earth to match your King of Earth, right? And for females, I feel, for female Taurians, it's more so that you're meeting this character right about now, external to you, this air sign, this cerebral energy. And in the near future, like I said, it makes you feel more like yourself to be around somebody who's just and honest and logical, versus this prideful, jealous, obnoxious, inconsiderate energy, possibly from the root of the situation. Nonetheless, we want to thank them, right? We want to thank whomever this inconsiderate energy was, if it was a person external to you, because it led you to this burst of inspiration. It led you to creating something tangible and real based on that inspiration. Well, I don't see like indications of meditation on the board, but I can just feel it. A lot of you have had no choice but to go within in order to find what is causing my unhappiness. Why am I so upset about this person missing? Or if it wasn't a person, why is my inner light missing? Where's that childlike energy that I used to exude? Where has it gone? And for whatever reason, a moment of sadness, maybe a month of sadness or anywhere in between, has taken you within. And that's where you found that motivation, that creativity, that inspiration, and this, again, real opportunity to create something in the tangible 3D material world that you could see, a representation of that creative, passionate burst of inspiration. You are advised to build your empire out of this, out of this inspiration and this opportunity to make it real. Again, whether it's a new job, a new home, building your own business, it's some earthly, tangible opportunity to make your world healthier in a real physical way. And again, you're advised to build your empire off of this. And I think that I think there's a reason that I went on about how I think it's all creativity and all inspiration like that is a gift from the divine. It's all channeled from somewhere else. And that's, my life has really proven that to me. I think there's a reason I went on about that, because it's like your message here is you're being given this gift for a reason. You were dragged down, made to go inside yourself to find your own happiness again, so that they could reach you. So that the divine could reach you with this inspiration, so that you could create this. Now, it's just the beginning. It's just a seed. It's just an opportunity. Again, whether it's a business or a move or a new job or a raise, or for some of you starting to study a new subject, it's just the seed that needs to be watered and nurtured and cared for. And you could lose this opportunity, but I don't see that happening, Because again, whether this is internal or external, this honest, just energy, it's making you feel like yourself, comfortable in your own skin. And this is, it's all very divine, meant to be. Again, your thoughts are manifesting into reality in real time, noticeably in front of you. You know it's happening. For some of you, it's freaking you out. For some of you that's new to you, it's kind of freaking you out a little bit, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, and the divine is saying to you, this reading is saying to you, this is how you build your empire. This is how you build your own security in a physical way, monetarily. Your home, you're advised to use this opportunity, use this burst of inspiration, use this stepping stone, and make your living off of it, make your way out of it, build your empire, is what I want to keep saying. Building yourself security financially, again, building yourself a comfortable home, mastering skills. This is evidence of having mastered skills and having worked for the home and the wealthy life that you see they've built for themselves in this picture. This is your way forward. This is the path that you are being. This inspiration is for a reason. You're being offered this opportunity for a reason. And you're really being advised here to focus on the gains. This is a big part of the reason I said this is a lot like the Gemini reading, because theirs was about focusing on their gains a lot. When I see the Five of Pentacles in reverse, it is lacking support, but often because you don't need it, right? And there's this intense message coming through of, don't focus on whomever, again, was prideful, jealous, inconsiderate, even downright obnoxious. Don't focus on that loss. Focus on what you have gained as a result of clearing out that energy from your life and making space for this new energy, more honest, more just, that's coming in. Some of you, and this, here's another reason that it's a lot like the Gemini reading. Some of you need to acknowledge that if this was a person that was making you unhappy from the past, that all this jealousy and pride is connected to, some of you need to acknowledge that it was a false love, or even if that term is a little too harsh, you know, an unrequited love, or someone in the situation was closed off, afraid to let love in. So maybe unrequited or false sounds too harsh, because there was real love between you and this person, maybe, but if they're not ready to open up, to share, if they're afraid to let love in, and so they're closed off, then it can't really, you can't build this picture based off that, right? But you can build this picture for yourself, maybe with this new person that's coming in, if that's where you keep your focus. If you focus on the gains, if you focus on building your empire, if you're honest with yourself about the fact that this was either a false love or just a love with someone who just couldn't open up and wasn't ready to share and build this empire with you. And I think you do. I think you do. I'm feeling a lot of physical confirmation. I'm really happy for you, Taurians. I think you do. I think you take that advice, whether you take it because you found it here, or you take it just because you can feel that that's where your focus should be, because we have the Ten of Cups and the outcome. Shared emotional fulfillment, again, a happy family, a happy home, maybe a marriage, certainly shared fulfillment, or you know, a bond that is a lot like a marriage, maybe, you know, like a soul bond that feels like a marriage to you, even if not a literal one. And, you know, if you're going to take care of that loved one, that shared emotional fulfillment, if you're going to take care of that home, you also need to have a job or an income or a business, you know, something that allows you to fund that operation, right? And that's another reason that's where your focus should be. Yeah, See, there's a message coming through of Taurians, if you could only see the big picture, you wouldn't hesitate to focus all your energy on building the security and the home, and the revenue that you need to care for this family. Because if you could see the whole picture, you would see it coming. And this is the end result of the situation. So in spite of the fact that I started this off by saying this is going to be by the end of the month, this is going to be by the end of Aries season, this might be way far in the future. This actually may be the ultimate eventual goal. But that doesn't mean that by the end of March or Aries season, you won't be feeling this energy. Like maybe you find the partner and you're feeling that you could build this beautiful picture with them, this secure, happy home, right? But maybe it's a while before you all actually, want to build that. You may need some time, right? As relationships almost always do. There's this message coming through of, if you could see the big picture, you wouldn't hesitate to work for what you'll need to secure this happy home and family, because it is on its way, even if it's not here yet. And maybe for some of you, it already is here. So take it how it resonates with you. But whatever has brought you to the reading, whatever was in the root of the situation that wasn't making you happy, that's your final piece of advice, is to acknowledge that it wasn't abundant and it wasn't making you happy. And that's not to say don't mourn your losses, by all means. But this message, this reading is about you creating your destiny, creating your own future. You are full of powerful potential at this time. And you are making plans based around this burst of inspiration because you are meant to. You were led down this path, even if it began with sorrow, because it was destined to come to fruition the way that we see here on the table. Again, just to walk you through it again, this situation was meant to take you down and lead you within, so that you were in the right meditative mind and heart space to receive this burst of inspiration. And there's a reason why it is so powerful to you. There's a reason why it's something you really want to build, you really want to act on. It's not just an idea. It's not just, a creative passion. Now you really want to make it real. And it's because that's the path you're meant to follow. Again, some of you may be talking about counseling, talking about teaching, or thinking, talking, starting to, but in a creative yet practical way, right? You may have to be crafty to get this thing built, and yet you're very grounded. Like I said, feeling like yourself, feeling very much comfortable in your own skin in the near future. I suppose our season, Taurians, is not far away. That could be part of what we're talking about. Feeling like the energy of our new year coming up very soon. Whatever it is, whether it's teaching, counseling, it's a noble pursuit. And that's another reason that you really want to build your empire based on it, because you believe that it's a noble pursuit. That's why you've made sure that it's more than just a burst of inspiration. It's something that you're making real. And you are going, oops, I hate those ads. I blame the ads. You are going to see the rewards, emotional rewards, in the outcome of the situation because of this. Beautiful. I'm so excited for all of us. This is not exactly what I expected. I mean, I guess I didn't really expect anything. Just because it's a Taurus reading doesn't mean it always resonates with me, but I certainly hope it does. I love what I see here. It's gorgeous. I guess that's a good note to leave you on. It's such a great reading that I sure hope it's mine. Amazing. And I've been saying this, it's funny that it's the Sun card in reverse, because I've been saying this to Leos, actually, Taurians, for the last few months. I've really, since like the end of last year, I've been saying to Leos, I'm so proud of you, I'm so proud of you, I'm so proud of you, because I could tell like they were struggling and just picking themselves up. And that's how this reading makes me feel towards you, Taurians. I'm so proud of you. You had to find that inner light. You had to listen, and not only did you listen to your own inner wisdom, but you quieted your mind and your sorrow enough that you heard the divine speaking to you. You received inspiration from the divine, and look at you go. And look at this beautiful abundance and happiness and fulfillment that really feels like the reward for the work you're putting in. It feels like a reward. It's going to feel like a reward for you. It's just a natural progression of this, but it plays out looking like a reward, and it's gorgeous. But with 111 on the table, and then the two of fire, two of wands on the bottom of the deck, it's very much about the fact that your thoughts are powerful. Your plans are powerful. Your creations are actually creating your destiny, and make sure that it is an original vision. And I don't think I even need to say that. I think you know that. It's very unique and original to you, Taurians. And this makes sense. Oh, this makes sense, because just at the beginning of this month, astrologically, I mean, it makes sense because just at the beginning of this month, Uranus moved into the sign of Taurus, and it will be there for years and years, right? So that's, okay, so there's another reason that we see air energy crossing you. Some of you are meeting an air energy external to you, but a lot of you, are just letting this energy come out of you, because Uranus rules Aquarius, right? Wow, I love when it lines up astrologically. Well, it always lines up astrologically. I love when I notice and when I see it. We've also got the full moon in Libra coming up on the 21st. That's where I have it. Some people say the 20th. So right around at the same time, right after the spring equinox, just here in a couple days. What a wonderful time to finish projects up, to be completing things, at least completing plans, this original vision. Certainly keeping in mind, acknowledging that your thoughts are manifesting in real time into your reality. And how powerful that potential is. Wow. So yeah, definitely, if you do moon magic, if you set intentions on the new moon, do any sort of full moon ritual where you try to bring things to a close, release things, people, energy that weren't making you happy from your past. If you engage in anything like that or are interested, this Libra full moon seems like a particularly powerful time for us to do so, to use that opportunity to do some moon magic or to learn a new moon ritual. Again, if you're interested, that's something that calls to you. The only other astrological notes I'll give you for the end of this month is Venus is moving into Pisces soon, where Mercury has been retrograde now for a minute. That's something else. Venus moving into Pisces just after Pisces season is something else that I think that's influencing this feeling comfortable in our own skin energy that we see in the near future. And then Mercury does go direct on the 28th, but we always keep in mind we've got that shadow period for a couple more weeks as far as your travel, your communications, etc. That will still be, those things will still be affected in the last, or in the couple weeks following Mercury going direct. So it does go direct on the 28th, but we've got that post-shadow period, I believe it's called, for a couple weeks thereafter. So again, communication, technology issues could still be a very real issue. Nothing to be scared of, just things to be aware of, and often really useful, right? It's often really useful energy. It can also draw exes back in, especially exes, I'll say this from my experience, especially exes who don't subscribe to astrological knowledge, right? So especially exes who don't even realize that Mercury's movements or any of the planet's movements are affecting them. The less aware you are of how these energies are affecting you, the more they seem to affect you. Instead of you being aware and being able to thwart any problems before they arise, you're just you're caught up in the flow of it because you're completely unaware, right, of the effect. So especially exes who don't share your enthusiasm for the mystical or for astrology, you can still be prepared for possible contact to be made even in that post-shadow period. Just something to be aware of. That could be why the Ace of Shells is showing up. The Ace of Water is showing up here in reverse as your last piece of advice. Remember that they didn't make you feel abundant or happy. Remember the whole picture. Something else I had to say to Geminis. Remember the whole picture. The good and the bad, though, too. And I just, like, again, I don't think you're going to have any problem with it, Taurians. I think a lot of us can sense this emotional fulfillment on the horizon, and you're not wanting to let anybody, certainly not anybody from your past that you've already walked a path with and already seen where it leads to. You're not wanting to let anybody like that mess up heading toward this emotional fulfillment. And then finally, Mars does move into Gemini on the 31st at the very end of the month. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So that, that's another reason we could see the King of Swords energy twice on the bottom of this deck and here crossing you. The planet of action and drive is about to move into an air sign, into Gemini. And that's exactly, it's almost like you're a step ahead of the game on that one, Taurians, because you're already, like I said, having your thoughts manifest into your cerebral activity, manifest into your real world currently, using these great ideas that you're coming up with to make something real for yourself. Beautiful, beautiful, brilliant. Brilliant is the word. With the Sun card in reverse and the root of the situation and the King of Swords crossing you, the word is brilliant. It's bright and it's fucking brilliant. Excuse me. It's brilliant. I'm excited. So, Taurians, I hope that offered you the insight that you needed. If you do need a private reading from me, just scroll down to the description box below. All of the information and links are there, as well as my email address, LunarTicksTarot@gmail.com. Thank you all for all of your support to the channel. I so appreciate it. And I very much so hope that you make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I love you, Taurians, and I will post another reading for you very soon.